So then, yeah, that that happened. Manchester United scrape, scrape at best, scrape by Newport County, multi-Champions League winning. Never ever been beaten in the Premier League ever, and like it's unbelievable. This Newport County team, man. I'm telling you, they are something else. They are a complete whole other animal. Mad thing, absolute mad thing. When in actuality, they're a League Two side, and they're sort of in the lower half of the table. And too many times this game, Manchester United, we looked like a League Two side in the attacking sectors of the pitch. As the stream description says, Wigan 2.0, the same things that were happening against Wigan happened here again. The attack does not have patience with the ball. There's no discipline with the ball. It's just, let's shoot the second we see the goal. The second we see it. The second I look up, make eye contact with that goal, I'm shooting. I don't care how many zeros there are between me and the goal in terms of distance. If I see it, Anthony, Garnacho, Bruno could be sat on the ISS right now. They could see through a little telescope. They could see the goal in all the way down in Newport, and they try and shoot from there. Seriously, it's bollocks. It's absolute bollocks. I don't get it. I just don't get it. And for me, I don't want to believe that it's anything to do with the manager, but it's got to be. It's got to be to do with this manager. There can't seriously be a case where game in, game out, he says to these players, don't shoot from there, don't shoot from there, don't shoot from there, don't shoot from there. Oh, and one more thing, don't shoot from there. I don't understand how many times a manager could perhaps say to a player not to fucking shoot from 50 yards out when there's a passing option on. You know what? I'm not even going to look for a passing. I'm just going to play heads down. I'll see the goal. I'll shoot. You don't need to. You don't need to shoot. You need to get the team closer to the goal. It's the sort of thing we credit a target man striker for. Well, guess what? Those wingers, their priority number one is to be creators, not to be goal scorers. You are not a Neymar. You are not an Mbappe. You are not a Leo Messi. You are none of those types of players. You are not that type of player. You are a creator, so create. Look for the pass first. If there are no other options for you, then go for goal. Seriously, the problem is that we had that many attempts in this game. The execution of said attempts was piss poor. Seriously, and that's going to be a massive problem when we come up against a team where we will make that many chances. But listen, our midfield and defence got unlocked twice by a League Two side that struggles. What's a Premier League Wolverhampton Wanderers going to do in the Molineux? What are they going to do to us? So we've got some serious things to think about here. Serious things to think about. Garnacho, woeful today. Anthony, he got a goal and an assist. Man, you were woeful. Absolutely woeful. Bruno Fernandes. I see he gets man of the match. Why? Why? Between Garnacho, Bruno Fernandes, and Anthony, the highest 4 attempts. One of the lowest attempts total on the pitch from a player was Rasmus Højlund. That guy's the striker. How does that happen? Because we bypass him. That's what happens. We bypass the striker. The winger, left side, right side, doesn't matter. Number 10 in the middle, all those guys are getting all the shots. We're playing with 10 men. We are playing with 10 men. There's meant to be a front four. There is no four. There's only three. There's the wingers. There's your attacking mid. There's no striker. Rasmus Højlund got one attempt today and he scored off of it. One. He got one. You have to understand there's absolutely fundamental problems in this team. If your striker is getting one attempt in a game against a League Two outfit where you should be camping on Newport County's goal line, the whole team should be that dominant. You're camping there, pitching up tents, making campfires. The fans wouldn't understand what the fuck is going on, but it would be self-explanatory. United would be comfortable in possession. They'd be recycling anything that Newport County get. There'd be a bit of patience on the ball. The transition from defence to your midfield into the attack would be seamless. They'll park the bus. You've got a lot of time that you're going to need to spend to break that defence down. You will limit the opposition's attempts. You won't have the possession and momentum swinging backwards and forwards. But that's not what happened here. It's let's shoot from wherever the goddamn hell we can see the goal, that the goal's visible. If the goal's not visible, oh, well, I've got nothing to shoot at. Honestly, and this is the thing, this has gone on for a long time. So for me, I don't want to say that it's a double negative. This is absolutely a double negative. Because on one side of the negatives, you got, let's say it's the manager's fault. Why is a manager instructing his players to invert and from your wingers to invert to come more centrally, but to then shoot from unbelievable distances? Why is your number 10 not opting to look for a killer pass ahead of trying to bury a 30, 40, 50-yard shot? So the manager's tactical instructions, if that's to do with the manager's got to go. Because, sorry, you don't, as a manager, you just do not tell players to do that. You just don't, ever, in world football, unless you're desperate to score goals and you can't score to save your lives. But that's just it. It's desperate. So if it's not the manager and the players are doing it on their own, see what I mean? It's a double negative. It's a double negative. There's no discipline from the players. But if it's the other way, then the manager's costing us big time. It's got to be. It's got to be costing us big time. Here goes Stephanie Griffith. Glad to see you survived as well. You survived that. I'm proud of you. You've managed to get by, as we all have. Game reminded me of our UCL campaign, wasteful and way too open when we concede. Yeah, absolutely. Way too open. I mean, Casemiro, obviously, first minutes back after a ridiculously long injury. Can you blame him for looking a bit sluggish? I mean, he's not really had any sort of warm-up time. I mean, Lisandro Martinez, was all right. Luke Shaw, I think, with some of his crossing, was a bit woeful. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was his shot on his right foot that ricocheted off the post and fell into Anthony's pass. So again, that was Luke Shaw taking the shot from a bit of distance. And you probably make your luck off the back of that. And is that Is that in any way, shape, or form acceptable for United to be doing? Because that's not the sort of luck that you're going to be making if that's what you're going to be doing against Wolverhampton Wanderers on Thursday. At least there's one thing, Stephanie, that I can say that there's different between our UCL campaign and these games in the FA Cup. We didn't have a walking disaster of a goalkeeper and Andre Onana in goal. Bayindir was not actually directly at fault for any of the goals. Like, he didn't really do anything wrong. He just did what a goalkeeper had to do. The first goal was a mad deflection. Like Morris just decided, you know what, swivel on this, smashed it, absolutely smashed it, and bounces off Martinez's head, pretty much, and goes in. I can't say that if Bayindir is getting anything on that, that guy's a superhuman, to put it simply. The second goal, I just think is a calamity of people marking, lack of midfield presence defensively, and that was with Casemiro and Kobe Mino on the pitch. And it cost us, and I think that's got to be tactically. You got to analyse that tactically and say, well, Ten Hag is missing something here. Way too much space in the middle. It's quite simple for teams to just score easier goals against us. And that's the League Two side that are taking advantage of that. So, that's a serious problem that needs to be addressed super, super quick. Big up, Fuzzy. Big up to Wolfgang Division, man. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Supporter of one of two finalists in the Carabao Cup. Maybe we'll have to hand over the trophy to you. Inverted wingers not working. Anthony on left guard, Nacho right, forced past Rasmussen. And that's true. And that's probably why Ten Hag won't really ever start with the intent on doing that, because, his systems invoke having inverted forwards. He had Anthony playing as his right winger in Ajax. He had guys like Dusan Tadic playing on the left. Hakim Ziyech as well, playing as a right-sided player, slash centre, number 10. You saw around those areas of the pitch. So yeah, it's always been a stable in his game plan, which is not ideal when you look at the way in which that it's not working out for us now, and that he's probably going to be stubborn with it, and then perhaps we could expect there not to be any changes with that. But yeah, I mean, Garnacho, he seems to be he seems to have had better games playing on the right as well. Just more impactful threat playing from the right. With Anthony, Anthony, if you're playing him on the right, you intend for him to be in and amongst the goals. That's what the intention is. But he's not got anywhere near adequate creativity, plus nowhere near adequate goal threat. So it's kind of like, would Anthony be a much more dangerous player for United if he is off the left? I'm not too sure. And the problem is that I'm saying this about him after him getting a goal and an assist. I'm still saying those things about him because, it's a League Two side. Your fundamental basics will net you some goals. And if Manchester United were just basic in this game, and whilst utilising the quality of the players and individuals that we have, that game could very well have gone into double figures. That could have done. It could have done. If the execution's better, if players' thought processes were better, decision making was better. There's way more goals there to be had. but instead we're pegging backwards and forwards, trading blows with Newport County of all teams. Smash them likes up 100%. I don't know why YouTube got rid of this whole live live likes feed. It's annoying because I constantly have to keep refreshing my stream. Hit the chocolate milk hard. You need to spike it, mate. You need to absolutely spike it. It's absolutely made me feel that way at the moment. Delo poor for their second goal. I think Delo, Varane, was problematic as well. Yeah, it's just not. It wasn't good defending. It was just a complete and utter mess. And the fact is that it happens early in the second half, which goes to show that response, the players' response from the manager had to be lackluster at best, and that's a big issue as well. I mean, talking about mentality, this literally off the back of Rashford being booted out the first team picture because of him deciding it was a smart idea to go nightclubbing in Belfast on Thursday night when he's got training in Carrington and Manchester on Friday morning. I mean, like, it's ridiculous that problems again on the pitch, but also off of it. Manchester United, the controversy never stops. It never ever stops. And Ineos, they are that, like, if it happens on the 4th of February, then to Ineos, the 4th of February cannot come soon enough. Cannot come soon enough. Because they've got to make some seriously big changes. They've got to start getting as much of this just clear the dead bodies. They are just dead bodies, just left to rot. Guys like Rashford. You could say Bruno's very quickly becoming another dead player. Extras in that team like McTominay, Maguire, dead players. Absolutely dead players. I mean, maybe Luke Shaw's overstayed his welcome as well. Guys like that, they've been around since LVG. Have been around since LVG. Luke Shaw has always been in and around the teams that have essentially been major failures. So, he probably hasn't got the winning formula in his brain. So, and Diogo Dalot, Wan-Bissaka. There's so many players. There's so many players, and it's so frustrating. Just every passing week, something else has got to happen at Manchester United just to lower the level of this club. Just that little bit more. Just sink a little bit lower if you can. It's like this. It's like Manchester United are playing the biggest game of limbo. Biggest game of limbo you've ever seen. Like, why are we trying to sink to new lows? Why is that an attempt? It's human experimentation, perhaps? Social experiment? Public experiment? Something must be going on and sinister with this, with how ridiculously embarrassing Manchester United is. And it's symbolic, perhaps. I mean, the fact is that if Eric Ten Hag didn't have a backbone with Marcus Rashford, I mean, if Marcus Rashford were to play today, I mean, some people might say, "Oh, well, if Rashford played, he would have been better." Well, no, he wouldn't. He played against Wigan, and that was the same old story. Literally, Rashford sees a goal, shoots, no execution. So Rashford, even on a good day, nothing really changes that. And to be honest, for me, Rashford, done in this team, completely done in this team. Do not want to see him ever again. I'm 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 just done because man's bringing back the same old problems that Manchester United Club had before Ferguson took over. He's bringing them back, yeah, and that's crisis. That's club crisis because there are players that would much rather be going out drinking into the early hours of the morning than being a fucking model professional footballer. When that happens, we might as well pack up and go home. All of us, pack up, go home. Because you've got to absolutely. It's like turning a human riddled with cancer into a cyborg. Fuck anything that's organic there. Fuck any of it. Stick everything in there that's completely and utterly mechanized. Leave no semblance of human remains ever. Anywhere. Nowhere to be found. Just circuits. Circuits and metal. Replace the fucking lot. That's where Manchester United is. We it's either where we are or it's where we're on the brink of. So, tip of the iceberg, perhaps. How do you feel? How do you both feel with no transfers in any shape? Well, I mean, it's more or less the problems of the errors of the board that we've got that are currently still in power. No money to even conduct business on a loan front. Meanwhile, the Glazers, as part of the takeover process, take out £30 million in legal fees and pocket it. They pocket £30 million. And that's the clever thing. They don't take it on the part of dividends. They take it as legal fees. Because, big transaction. What's a good way of getting by? I know. Let's cover it up as part of the transaction. Let's take dividends as part of the transaction. I can't see it as any other way. And people might say, well, that's just part of legalities, right? That's just part of, contract signings, right? It's just part of the exchange process. Doesn't matter to me. The Glazers take 30 million, they pocket it. Legal or not, doesn't matter to me. They just took 30 million and then just stick it in their pocket. How about you see that United are seriously, seriously struggling and say, all right, well, we'll put this 30 million back into your transfer kitty just to get you a signing and maybe two at a push, to see you through till the summer, to give you a little bit of material to work with. Not even that. Not even that. Good to see you. Likewise, man. Doubt it. Klopp will win it. His last shots of Red Bull. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Klopp being on the way out, you have to ask the question, what sort of Liverpool is going to turn up? Is it going to be a Liverpool that is hungry to just win everything? Just as like the perfect send-off, if you will, because it is the end of an era, Cute Ten Hag's predictions, but it's in no way, shape or form the way in which it was meant to be. Ten Hag saying the era's come to an end was meant to be Ten Hag ends those eras. Well, no, Klopp leaving Liverpool on his own terms. That's ending Liverpool's era, but Manchester City, I don't know. Well, I'll tell you what, 115 charges if they're found guilty of them, that ends the Manchester City era. Right there and then. Right there and then. So, it's last hurrah for Liverpool for me under Klopp, and I can imagine that the message or the mood in the training camp at Melwood is going to be very much focused on just winning everything that's there to be won. And fair enough, fair place to them. 5 in the house, 4 likes. Smash them for the Choco Master. Yes, please do. Please do. Please do like and subscribe to the channel. I massively appreciate that. Because Anthony is rubbish, bro. Either side. Well, it's just a modern system for me. The modern system. He's not a system player. He's just a, he's just a freestyler. Literally, the guy's probably better off trying to make it in futsal. Go 5-a-side. You probably make it more so in that kind of game. Probably doesn't have enough of the talent to make it work or to find enough of a balance to make it work on an 11 versus 11 pitch. And that sometimes can happen. No more mercenaries, and I would transfer list Rashford to set an example to the passenger players. For me to set an example to the rest of world football, I'd transfer list the entire squad. I'll transfer list the entire squad and say, look, everybody here is up for sale. Everything we make, we build an entire new team. The academy players, right? The academy guys, the graduates, they can stay. But you, all of you, yeah, you're on the chopping block. So throughout that pre-season, we've got to see levels to you that we've never, ever, 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 ever seen before. Ever. You've got that one pre-season to make shit work. And actually, transfer list all of them now. You've got between now and the end of the season. Transfer list everybody now. Put Manchester United into a respectable position. From where they are now, put them in a respectable position. Get to at least an FA Cup final, right? And get us to within, well, push yourselves. Go get Champions League. Go get Champions League. Push yourselves. Prove it. Steph being ruthless. Wow. That's what it needs. A ruthless edge is exactly what this team needs. It needs to be, you need to cut the head off the snake. Cut the cancer out. And these players, brutal, over the top, I don't really care. These players are cancer. They're absolutely cancer. And nothing to me but just commodities of the club. Contributed to no manners of success barring a Carabao Cup. And I'm expected to live off of that, am I? I'm expected to drink it in. I'll win a trophy. Yeah, we're all set. We're all Gucci for the next 20 years or something. It's not on. It's really not on. And those players, most of those players in that team, in that dressing room, will probably accept that. They'd probably be like, yeah, we're more than happy to sign lifetime contracts. I'll tell you what, it was really sweet that day then we won the Carabao Cup in 2022, or 2023 rather. It was real sweet, real monumental achievement that. I don't want to remember bloody Carabao Cups. I want those as just little collectibles on the side. I want to be winning Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues serially. And the FA Cups as well. Fuck it. Go get me trebles. Manchester City have got on a treble. Regardless of whether you think it's done legitimately or not. Don't care. They still got a treble. So go do it. Go do it yourselves. That's what I want. I want to win trebles. I want to win Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues. Impossible or not. No, it's get your head right here. Let the talent do the talking when you've got this shit sorted out. But nobody at Manchester United has this. Nobody at Manchester United has a brain. Haven't had a brain for what, 10 years? Breeding zero elements of success and solely breeding cultures of negativity and failure. Ten Hag is a robo flop. Well, it's fast turning into that, mate. It's fast turning into that for me. And I'll tell you what, if Manchester United in any capacity would have lost this game, Ten Hag, I think, would have to have been sacked. Just off the back of that on its own. He would have had to have been sacked. Just on the basis of being an isolated incident. Sack him. Seriously, if he lost to Newport County, sack him. Just because of one game. Sack him. You don't legitimately, in this type of season we're having, go and then have the same problems in a match performance that we've already seen numerous times this season, see that he's on the ropes and then also losing to Newport County. It's not the same as you shockingly lose to a Newport County side whilst you're in the season where you're competing for other major honours and you're legitimately in those, trophy pictures. If in maybe one other competition, you're favourites to win it. At least it's a statement of intent that it's like, well, you're meaning to win trophies, but you shockingly lose a game in that process. But we're not in any process right now. We're literally in a state of limbo / freefall. And then you lose to Newport County on the way. It's just not on. It wouldn't be on. It wouldn't be acceptable. I mean, if it was a championship side losing to Newport County, that's still unacceptable. Let alone Manchester United. But yeah, moral of the story, Wigan 2.0. These players, they don't have what it takes to be winners. They don't have what it takes. I mean, Casemiro, Varane, Martinez, the only people really that have won well, I say Martinez, I mean, Varane and Casemiro is pretty much it for players that have won significant trophies in their careers. So, yeah, for me, this team's just not it. It's never going to win. This team's never going to win. We need to change stuff and change it fast. So, let me know what your guys' thoughts and feelings on the game and the performance was below. And if you can, I mean, for me, my man of the match was Kobbie Mainoo. I mean, probably the only real sort of balanced performance there was in that pitch. I can't really speak on behalf of anybody else. I mean, Bayendier can't really do anything for those 2 goals. Did the basics right. Wasn't cataclysmic like we usually see Onana being. Defence wasn't necessarily spectacular at all. It did concede 2 goals. Attacking everywhere in the attacking department, just chaotic. No idea, no execution. Can only make bad decisions. So, yeah, for me, my man of the match is Kobbie Mainoo. Don't know about you guys. But, yeah, drop it in the comment section who you guys believe your man of the match was. As well as your thoughts and your opinions on the match performance and what it entails moving forwards. Because next game in the FA Cup is nailed on much more difficult. Nailed on way more difficult than Newport County. And could probably will probably mean the end of the road in the FA Cup. So, yeah, it is what it is. Modern day Manchester United, right? But that's pretty much it for this evening. Probably be back again with more stuff in the week. We have got the game against Wolves on the Thursday night. Wolves away at the Molineux, and we are going there more or less. To me, as a fan, our tails are tucked between our legs. It's yeah, we're at a major disadvantage going into Thursday. Major disadvantage. Just absolutely abysmal. And we're going to get punished for it. We're going to get punished for it. But yeah, big ups to everybody. Big ups to Wolfang Division. And big ups to Big T. Late bloomer. Late showing in the day, but good to see you, man. Absolutely shocking performance today. Absolutely. Yeah. Just pathetic. Woeful. So wasteful. And Cunha's going to eat us alive. Well, we did kind of get spanked by Wolves in the first game of the season at Old Trafford. Well, at least this time we're going to their ground, and that why not? Why not spank us again? At least this time you haven't got an honor playing, you know, WWE 2K, and maybe they'd actually get lucky, score some goals. I mean, why not? Modern United and Chelsea wasteful. Yeah, yeah, pretty much the at least Chelsea though, playing against a championship side, will actually score a bucket load of goals. At least you go and beat Carricky 6-0. If that was Middlesbrough against United at Old Trafford, I'll tell you what, that's going to be like a 2-1 to United, even on our best day. Brailsford watched that. If he doesn't see we need change, we've got no hope. Well, Big T, they reckon 4th of February is when this ratification period, where they're not allowed to do anything, expires. And once that ratification period is done, I'm hoping that the floodgates open, the gates of fucking Mordor open, and these fuckers that are so-called players in this team get slaughtered. And anybody else at this club that deserves to be slaughtered, get them all gone. No killers. Couldn't be them. Chelsea would have spanked us today on that performance. They probably would. I mean, we probably don't create those sorts of chances. I mean, the funny thing is, right, is that we actually beat Chelsea at Old Trafford. But in that game, we could have conceded more, whilst also could have scored more. But the chances that we made in that game were better than the ones that we had in this game, because we're just ultra wasteful. Super wasteful. Bad decision making. No effort to actually have any edge of clinicality. I mean, Rasmus Højlund, one shot the whole game, and he scored off of it. I mean, that's clinical. If Højlund had 5 shots, 6 shots, 7 shots, maybe he scores a hat trick in this game. I mean, we don't know. Damn busters. Well, yeah, I mean, fuck it. Sir Jim Ratcliffe probably owns a Lancaster bomber somewhere in a hangar. dotted somewhere around in the UK. I mean, who knows? Maybe he's got affiliations to that. At least Anthony's found his level. He has. The fidget spinner has found the place where he can spin. Do a little spinneroonie. I mean, Christ Almighty, the only thing he was missing was a tag team, some tag team action with fucking Booker T coming onto the pitch. It's just like, no, 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 you don't do it that way. Let me show you how I do a spinneroonie, and start spinning on the pitch. I mean, nobody would actually know what's going on if that were to happen. But at least Anthony has some, someone to feel on the same wavelength with. That's just him. We lost United. We went 3-1 with goalkeeper and didn't score. Mikhailo Mudryk. Just 2 words to explain that one. It's a bluff moment. Can you dig it, sucker? Instead, this time with Anthony, it's can you spin it, sucker? But anyways, I best be off now. Make sure if you are watching on playback that you do smash a like on the stream and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Let's try and get ourselves on the way to 160 subscribers. If we can do that, that'll be fantastic and brilliant stuff if we can do that. Can you spin it and dig it? What if Booker T made his own version of Bop It? You know, that weird game with like the Bop It, twist it, pull it, bop it. That sort of thing. He made his own one, except it's got his voice recordings for different like iconic lines he says. It'd be a bit mad. That probably sell out super quick, but dig it. Yeah, and the game called Dig It. I mean, as long as nobody gets the wrong idea and starts bringing shovels to play this game. Hey guys, you want to play Dig It over at my place? Yeah, sure. They're all bringing shovels. This is not what I signed up for. I signed up for this, the Dig It, the Booker T version of Bop It. Pause, double pause. So when are we burying the bodies, buds? Yeah, about that. There's no bodies to bury. Like, yeah. Just draw the curtains. Don't let anybody outside see what's going on in here. Playing Dig It with the girls. Oh my days. It's like playing Naked Twister. Naked Twister with girls. Let's let's move on from that. Let's move on. Let's end the show. End the stream, Dave. Let's end the stream before the fucking police start knocking. It's like, what are you saying on the internet? Bro, I need you to stop. I need you to put a pin in this. Like, let's chill. Let's chill out with this before it goes too far. Oh my days. But anyways, I'm going to love you and leave you guys. Thank you very much for watching, and big ups to everybody who smashes a like on the stream and subscribes, and don't forget to put your thoughts and your feelings and your opinions on the game in the comment section below. Oh. It's been a painful afternoon. Thank fucking God we didn't lose, but it doesn't change the fact that this club is dead and buried. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Sir Dib Brailsford, every motherfucker in Ineos, man, you've got your work cut out for you. Take care, everybody. Goodbye. God bless. Big ups to everybody in the chat as well. Sorry, this is a fictional story. Whew. Big fuzzy. Big ups to Wolfgang Division. Big ups to everybody else in chat. Big T, Stephanie Griffith, and all of you good folks watching from wherever it is you're watching from. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.